atomic structure and the periodic table for Cambridge IGCSE Chemistry. The key idea is that the element position in the periodic table reflects atomic structure of that element. So that would include the ordering of the elements in the table, the group number of the particular element, the period number of a particular element, all related to atomic structure and in particular its electron configuration. I'll finish with a summary and an exam style problem for you to complete. Starting with element order, you'll notice that the elements are in order of atomic number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, running left to right across the periods. One point to note, the Cambridge IGCSE periodic table places the atomic number above the element symbol. So a key descriptor in the periodic table is the group number. Now groups run vertical, so they're vertical columns. For instance, lithium through to francium or beryllium through to radium. Now the group numbers are written in Roman numerals. Far left is group number 1 alongside group 2. We then miss out, as far as group numbering is concerned, the central portion, which is the transition metals, and move to boron aluminium, group 3, carbon, group 4, group 5 begins with nitrogen, group 6, group 7, and finally the noble gases, which includes helium, in group 8. The second feature is the period number. So the periods are the horizontal rows of elements. The first period is hydrogen, helium, second lithium through to neon, third sodium through to argon, etc. So the key idea is to relate the electron configuration of, for example, lithium to its position in the periodic table. It has one electron in its outer shell. It's in group 1. So the numbers of electrons in the outer shell reflect the group number. It has an electron configuration of 2, 1. That is, 2 shells contain electrons. So 2 occupied shells, it means it's in period 2. So if we look down group 1 and across period 2, we will find the position of lithium. Taking a second example, chlorine 287. Stop the class and imagine you're talking to me directly. Explain why it is positioned where it is in the periodic table. Okay, so of course 7 electrons in the outer shell, so it's in group 7. 3 occupied shells, 287, 3 occupied shells, so it's in period 3. The intersection between group 7 and period 3 is the position that we find chlorine. So if we summarize the rules for explaining the position of, or finding the position of an element within the periodic table. The first one is that the numbers of electrons in the outer shell is the same as the group number. The second rule is that the number of occupied shells is the same as the period number. The horizontal row is the period number. The vertical column is the group number. Third point, the noble gases, that is group 8, have a full outer shell. Now that includes the anomalous element helium. We've said previously that the number of electrons in the outer shell is the same as the group number. The one exception to that is helium. Helium has 2 electrons in its outer shell, but is still positioned in group 8, the noble gases. So here is an exam style problem. An unknown element X, capital X, has an atomic number of 15. Where is it placed in the periodic table? What's its group number, in other words, and in which period? Stop the class, locate element X, and come back to check against my answer. Okay, so X has got 15 electrons. That means it has an electronic structure of 285. We have to have ideas of electronic structure involved. 5 electrons in the outer shell, therefore it is in group 5. 285, that's 3 occupied shells, therefore it's placed in the 3rd period. So the intersection between group 5 and period 3 identifies the element as phosphorus. Okay, so firstly, well done for finishing. You need to do some practice. Find some questions in your textbook and then go on to past paper questions. If you're not aware of Maths and Physics Tutor website, that has unlimited numbers of questions and past papers. If you want some more related chemistry classes, look at the playlist or the links that are included in this video description. If you found this helpful, please recommend it to a friend. Subscribe for new classes and last-minute exam tips. Please like. Thank you very much.